Welcome back, guys, to another Sunday Swings. We have some great pairs for this week. I actually just recorded the Sunday Swings, but I only recorded the face cam and not my screen. So here we go again. We have some great pairs, so let's get right into it. NZD Cat, we have the Bearish Engulfing, Evening Star on the weekly. We are obviously bullish, so this is a higher risk trade, but on the daily we have this what kind of looks like a double top, which is a double top. I was gonna say head and shoulders, but it's just a double top. We have the 4-hour area of interest, so I am waiting for a bit more structure because this could form a head inverse, head and shoulders to the upside. So I'm waiting for a bit more structure to then take nice sells to the downside. USD JPY. On USD JPY, we are at this area of interest. We have the daily EMA. On the weekly, we had this super huge bearish engulfing and then came back to retest this area of interest. And when we break below this structure point, then we are bearish on the 4-hour, and this trade just looks great because we are at the area of interest already, and if we do break below this, then we have the shift of structure at the area of interest. So daily doji looks just great. Euro GBP, we are at this super strong daily and weekly area of interest. We filled the wick. Daily doji. So I'm interested in taking sells to the downside. We need a break below this structure point or this structure point because we do have some support at this area. We have the head and shoulders, not yet valid because we need the right shoulder to break below the neckline. So I am anticipating that move. Strong area of interest, just rejection from this area, and then we are good to go. Looks clean. Euro CHF. Euro CHF is a high risk trade. On the weekly, we are just bearish and then had this smaller bullish candle. We are bullish on the daily. If you look closely, we actually broke a bit below this candle right here. So we are bullish considering we broke above this candle. This obviously is a high risk trade because we are at the lowest it's ever been. But on the daily we are bearish, and we have this pretty clean 4-hour area of interest, also pretty clean on the 1-hour. I would like a bit more of a move to the upside, then have the retest and then have the move to the upside. This would be great. Euro USD. Also to the upside. On the weekly, we are at this area of interest. We are above it right now, which is pretty nice. Well, we are pretty much in the middle of it. We have this bearish engulfing last week. Not the biggest engulfing, but it's still a bearish engulfing, which is not good. Not extremely bad. So I'm interested in taking buys to the upside if we break above this structure point, because then we are bullish on the 4-hour and we can form a pretty nice inverse head and shoulders to the upside. This would look super great. We have the daily EMA and this kind of double bottom We have the doji, the two dojis right there. So this looks pretty good. Bullish on the daily. Yeah. GBP JPY. We had this huge bearish candle last week. The week before last week we had this small doji. I am interested in taking sells from the main area of interest, from this area of interest. But to get to this area of interest, we can take buys to the upside to this level. We do have this inverse head and shoulders. If we break above the neckline, then it would be valid. We have the EMA here, this area of interest. So I do think that's possible to take it to the upside. I also think that we could just have the move to the downside from this point, because we are pretty close to the area of interest. We have the EMA, but I'm not interested in that. I am interested in sells once we get to this area of interest, and to get to this area of interest, I might be interested in taking buys to the upside. NZD JPY, I am interested in buys as well, even though on NZD JPY I'm not interested in taking sells at any point. On GBP JPY we have this nice area of interest to go to the downside. On NZD JPY we have this pretty clean area of interest. So, and the 4-hour EMA. So if we break above, then have all of that as our support to go to the upside. We are bearish on the daily, but we are bullish on the weekly. Had this retracement, kind of small double bottom right here. So break above this area of interest. I mean, just look how clean this is. If we do break above all these moves, then it's a great trade to the upside. EuroCAD. I don't really like having EuroCAD on my watch list, considering we had this for, I think, multiple weeks now. And because of the choppiness right here and right here. So I don't really like it, but I do think that if we do break below this choppiness, this area of interest, below all of this, and then have a retest, then we have so much space to go to the downside. Then we have the head and shoulders. We would make it valid if we break below the neckline. So while it may be annoying at this area right here, I do think that it has some great potential. And then Euro JPY, we have the head and shoulders on the daily. On the weekly we had this super huge bearish engulfing. We are bearish on the weekly. We are also bearish on the daily. And I'm interested in taking sells from this area right here, from the neckline of the head and shoulders. Excuse me. This would look great if we get a bit of a bigger retracement, and then we have a lot of space to go to the downside. Maybe we I mean, it is possible to get back to this area of this high, the EMA, but probably not in 1 week. Definitely not. Yeah, you get the idea. Just have a retest, have some structure, shift of structure, and then the move to the downside. We have multiple JPY pairs, and they are pretty similar ideas. Even though they are also not the same ideas. NZD JPY, for example, is only to the upside. GBP/JPY has some upside potential, and EUR/JPY and USD/JPY only to the downside, even though USD/JPY can do it from this area of interest already, and EUR/JPY needs a bigger retracement. Yeah, that's it. We have some great pairs this week. Also, apart from the JPY pairs, if you're not interested in taking them. And I hope you guys make some money. I hope I do make some money. And I will see you guys next week. Goodbye.